Thank you for attending this training module. In this session, I'll be working on an article of clothing, specifically a men's shirt. If you are watching this module, it is assumed that you have already watched the video Module 1. If you have not yet done so, please stop here and watch the Module 1 video first. It will provide an overview of this process. Before I begin, I'll click on the photos. This will help me to identify appealing aspects of the product and describe it accurately. I can leave this window open while I work in case I want to refer back to it. The first field we must complete is the title field. You will note that in the region name field, a couple of rows down, our Bali staff have entered their own product name. You may choose to use that name or not. It is up to you. The name is spelled oddly, however, and sounds kind of strange, so I think I would like to call this shirt Hypnotic. First, I must use the title check link to make sure that the title Hypnotic is not yet in use for a clothing item. It is very important that we do not use the same product titles for more than one item in the same category. I will click on Title Check, which will open a new window. I enter Hypnotic in that field and submit. The query will return a hit count, which will tell you how many items have that title already. In this case, there are apparently 12 items with the same title. When I click on that link, I can see exactly what those items are. So as I scroll down and I see we have a wall hanging, some jewelry, handbag, mask, vase, planter, I can see that none of the items are in the clothing category. That means I can use the title Hypnotic for this shirt. I can just close this window when I'm done. Now I'll format my title. The format for almost all products is to provide the material and type of item, followed by a comma, and the title we have chosen in single quotes. For any specifically men's items, either clothing or jewelry, we always start the title with the word men's. So I title this item Men's Cotton Shirt, comma, Hypnotic. The proper name field is just the title without the single quotes, so I can just copy and paste that right down in the proper name field. Moving down to size info, I note that instead of showing me dimensions, it says See Attribute Info below. That is because there are several sizes for this shirt. If I look further down the screen, I can see there is a section for options. These are the fields that must be filled out for any item with more than one size offered, such as rings or clothing. For option type, I'm simply going to type in size. For the option name, I'm just going to use exactly what the region has provided in their name column, S, M, L, and XL. Now let's return to mats or materials. We generally list materials in order of prevalence or importance. This shirt is 100% cotton, so we enter the materials just like that. If the shirt were 50% cotton and 50% rayon, we would list those two materials with the percentages separated by a comma. You do not need to list the materials for things like buttons or decorative trim. Now we've come to the biggest field, the long description, or LD. This is where we will create a well-written, appealing paragraph about the product, perhaps including how it was made, the artisan's inspiration for the item, the cultural or historical significance, and any particularly unique or desirable features. To do this, it can help to click on the blue Region Product Info link. This is all of the information that has been compiled by the region about the product. Reading about the crafting process, I see that the item is hand-stamped with the swirl design. This is appealing, so I might use that. In the next field of the region product information, we have some more details about the item, such as the colors and the fact that it has 7 buttons. I also note here that the region has provided care instructions. This is required information for all clothing items. And although they did not mention it in the region product information, I noticed from the photos that the shirt has a chest pocket and a back yoke. So returning to our LD field, I will write a paragraph about this product that will hopefully appeal to our customers. Okay, so I've written my long description as in variegated shades of blue and gray, this men's shirt from Bali artisan Agus Suryanto is mesmerizing. The all-cotton shirt is hand-stamped with a hypnotic spiral pattern for a contemporary look. The shirt features classic styling with a button front, chest pocket, and spread collar. A back yoke and long cuff sleeves complete the refined yet casual shirt. Now that the LD is completed, we move down to the SD, or short description. This field should be a well-flowing description that is keyword-rich, and it should be changed up as much as possible from one product to the next for search engine optimization purposes. All words should be in title case, and you should use as much of the 60-character limit that you can. So I've entered hand-stamped men's all-cotton shirt in blue and gray. The next field is the eBay title. We list many products on eBay as well as on our own website, so we need to create an eBay title that is keyword-rich and appealing. Do not use punctuation and use as much of the 80-character field limit as possible. Enter the most pertinent keywords closest to the beginning. So I've entered men's shirt, long sleeved, button front, hand stamped, spiral motif, blue, gray. Now we completed our options already with the size details. Below that section, you'll see a blue link that says Related. If the product you're working on has related items linked to it, you will see that here. In this case, we have 0. Related items can be useful as they can help ensure consistency in our titles and descriptions, and can also be a time saver as we can often leverage certain info on the existing product to use on the new product. So now we come to bullets. Here we select from a menu of product details that may be pertinent. For clothing, we must always add care instructions. You can refer to the region product information for those details. Here the region indicated that for the best result, hand wash in cold water, use soft detergent only, avoid drying in direct sunlight. So, if I look underneath my bullets menu, I will see that one of the options is care instructions. From that menu, I'm going to choose the bullets that I need. You can use your control key to highlight more than one item to add several bullets at a time. And that's what I'm doing here. And when I click on Add New, you can see that I've added Use mild detergent only, Dry in the shade, and Hand wash in cold water. If I made a mistake on any of those, I could just click on the delete link and it would take that bullet off. Now, one other feature that I would highlight in the bullets is the fact that it has a button front. Any type of closure or clasp or fixture like that you want to point out in the bullets. So now that I finished my bullets, I don't need to save anything or submit. They are ready to go, and I can just close this window. The Aspects section is next. Aspects will categorize the product appropriately so that customers browsing our website can locate it using filters. Click on the Aspects link. The product category should already be pre-filled, so here we see that it is clothing and shirts, which is correct. You won't use all aspects for all items. Many are not relevant. Available aspects will vary based on the product category. First, we come to gender, where we'll select men's. For almost all items, we have materials as an aspect, and here we enter cotton. Under size, you'll enter the sizes in which the shirt will be carried. As the region indicated, that will be small, medium, large, and extra large. Under the style aspect, I would select button-down shirts, as it is the most appropriate option. The subject aspect is not in use. Under theme, I do not really see any themes that would apply to this shirt, so I'm just going to leave that field alone. For design, I choose patterned as being the most appropriate. The remaining aspects fields do not apply except for color, where I'm going to choose blue for the primary color. And once you finish this screen, you don't have to submit or save anything. You can just close that window. At this point, our work should be complete. However, I'm going to quickly read over my titles and long description to make sure that I have not made any errors. When I feel confident that the PID is complete, I'll change the product status to ready and click on Process at the top or bottom of the page. The spell checker will run automatically and turn up any possible spelling errors I may have made. When the spell check is complete, I can click on OK, and the shirt is submitted for review.